Hey, wagwan everybody. So I know I'm gonna probably get some flack for this, but here goes. What if God was a woman? Let's talk about it, right? What if God was a woman? I want you to let that settle in your spirit for a moment, right? Because hear me out here. We've been raised to see God as a He, the Father, the Lord, the King, whatever, right? But what if the divine had curves? What if the divine had compassion and creation in her bones? What if God was the one who nurtured us in silence, held our pain without asking, cried when we cried? Would that change how you prayed? Would we come more honestly? Would we come more with more vulnerability? Would we show up more whole? Because a woman God would totally understand what it means to carry life and still remain unseen. She would know sacrifices, she would know strength in stillness, and the unspoken pain that women have carried for generations. She wouldn't just rule, she would feel and she would heal. Because you see, a feminine God might show up not in thunder, but in whispers, not in punishment, but in presence, not in wrath, but in wisdom, right? Maybe, just maybe, if we saw God as a woman, we would honor softness instead of shaming it. We would respect emotions instead of suppressing it. We would learn that true power doesn't always roar. Sometimes it rocks you to sleep in love. What if God was a woman? Maybe she is. Maybe she's been showing up all along in the mothers who stayed, in the daughters who rose, in the women who broke cycles and still choose to love. Maybe the divine wears more than one face. Maybe she wears yours. What if God was a woman? So the next time you speak to God, speak like she sees you, like she knows your name, your aches, your becoming. Because maybe, just maybe, God isn't only who we were told she is. Maybe she's who we need her to be right now. Okay? So one love, family. Stay open, stay rooted, and never forget the divine might be closer than you think. Guard your mind and your thoughts, control your power and your mouth, because if you don't, something or someone else will. But most of all, I want you to remember, you're wonderful, you're beautiful, and absolutely nothing about your life is a mistake.